Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. How are you all guys? So I'm going to start. So in this series of lecture, I'm going to first start the topic electrostatics. Okay. So এইটো চেপ্টাৰত কি আছে syllabusত you can see here. I will cover all these points mentioned here, like concept of electric charge according to modern electron theory, inverse square law of electrostatic force, unit of charge, electric field intensity, electric lines of force and its property, then electric potential and its unit, relation between potential and intensity, calculation of electrostatic potential at a point due to a point charge, then capacity of a condenser, principle of a capacitor or condenser, series and parallel combination of condensers, numerical problems. So these are the topics that I will cover in this lecture series, and now let's begin the lecture. So we are going to start the topic electrostatics. Okay, electrostatics. This lecture will be very much important for 10+2 final year students, then medical and engineering entrance exam, medical and engineering entrance exam. Also these lectures will be very much helpful for the students of the second semester of Polytechnic, students of second sem of Polytechnic and engineering colleges. Okay, because the syllabus are same of all these courses. Okay, so the structure of this lecture series, that I will first discuss about the basic concepts, then I will discuss the numerical problems. In order to help the students of Assamese medium, so I will also speak Assamese language in parallel. So আমি আৰম্ভ কৰোঁ। প্ৰথম টপিকটো হৈছে ইলেক্ট্ৰিক চাৰ্জ। ইলেক্ট্ৰষ্টেটিক্সৰ ফাৰ্ষ্ট পাৰ্টটো হৈছে ইলেক্ট্ৰিক চাৰ্জ। So electric charge কি হয়? The outline of this class is what is the electric charge? আমি কি ডিসকাস কৰিম? প্ৰথমতে ইলেক্ট্ৰিক চাৰ্জ ডিসকাস কৰিম, then we will discuss the properties of the electric charge. So what is the electric charge? The definition of the electric charge is given here. The electric charge is an intrinsic property of the elementary particles, okay, of matter, which gives to the electric force between various objects. What does it mean? It means that electric charge is such a property. If we place an electric charge here and if we bring another electric charge here, either it will feel attractive force or it will feel repulsive force. ই হয়তো আকৰ্ষণ নতুবা ইটো বিকৰ্ষণ বলে ক্ৰিয়া কৰিব। So the property for which these charges are feeling attractive or repulsive force is known as the charge. মনত থাকিব? Okay, we know that the matter is made up of certain elementary particles. Three most important common elementary particles are electron, having mass 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. For protons, the mass of the proton is 1.67262 into 10 to the minus 27 kg, and the mass of the neutron is like this, 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. So what are the intrinsic properties of these elementary particles? So here we are going to discuss the elementary particles, some basic concepts. Suppose we have a matter, we have a block of a matter. আমাৰ যিকোনো এটা ব্লক এটা আছে, কিবা বস্তু এটা আছে। So এই বস্তুটো কিহেৰে গঠিত? What are the constituents of this matter? Matterটো কিহেৰে গঠিত? কিছুমান atoms, হয়নে? কিছুমান atoms. This matter is consist of a millions of atoms. This matter is consist with a millions and millions of atoms. So eta atomsot ki thake eta nucleus thakibo hoine atomot ki thakibo eta nucleus thakibo aro nucleusor sarifale ki koribo electron bur khuri thakibo hoine so jodi ei nucleus to moi bhangi diu nucleusor bhitorot ki thakibo proton aro neutron thakibo so what will be inside the nucleus inside the nucleus if we break the nucleus we will find the protons and neutrons so we are going to discuss some of the intrinsic properties of these electrons and the protons and neutrons. Okay, so now let us take two electrons. Now let us do two electrons here, which are separated by a distance of 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter. Since the electron has some mass. What is the mass of the electron? It is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Okay, this is the mass of the electron. So according to the Newton's law of gravitation, if we place two bodies having mass m1 and m2, if we place two bodies having mass m1 and m2 separated by a distance r, what is the gravitational force of attraction? Hiator মাজত এটা gravitational force of attraction এ ক্রিয়া কৰিব হেতু ভ্যালু কিমান g আমি পাই আহিছো ফার্স্ট ইয়ারত g m1 m2 by r square ঠিক একেদৰে if we just put the value of the mass electron here like this I mean g mass of electron 2 number particle কি ৰাখিছো একে ৰাখিছো mass of electron হিয়াতৰ মাজৰ ডিসটেন্স কিমান আছিল 1 সেন্টিমিটাৰ সো আমি যদি হয় সকলোবোৰ ভ্যালু ইয়াত সাবস্টিটিউট কৰো আমি ইয়াত পুট কৰি ইয়াক যদি ক্যালকুলেট কৰো what will be the value of the gravitational force of attraction between the two electrons it will be in the order of minus 10 to the power minus 67 newton okay but practically it is found that if we place two electrons 1 centimeter apart if we place two electrons 1 centimeter apart আমি যদি দুটো ইলেকট্রন 1 সেন্টিমিটার দূরত্বত রাখো হিয়াতৰ মাজত এটা repulsive force পোৱা যায় there is some repulsive force between these two electrons suppose f dash এইটো ইলেকট্রনৰ ঠিক একেদৰে repulsive force এটা ফিল কৰা এক্সপেৰিমেন্টালি পোৱা গৈছে f dash আৰু হেতু ভ্যালু কিমান পোৱা গৈছে what is the value of repulse between these two electrons in the order of 10 to the power minus 24 newton you can see the gravitational force between two electrons is 10 to the power minus 67 whereas the repulsive force experienced by these two electrons separated by the same distance is found to be 10 to the power minus 24 newton therefore f dash is very greater than of fc হয় না so is the additional force of repulsion পোৱা গৈছে এইটো ক্ষেত্ৰত the additional force that has been found in this case practically is due to some additional intrinsic property okay and what is that additional intrinsic property that additional property of the electron is given the name as charge okay given the name as charge so this charge quantum number okay the additional quantum number of this electron is given as a charge. Similarly, if we place two proton instead of the electron, if we place two proton 1 centimeter apart, instead of now electron, what we are doing now? We are placing two protons. এতিয়া আমি কি কৰিছো ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ হলনি দুটা প্ৰটন প্লেস কৰিছো কিমান ডিসটেন্সত 1 সেন্টিমিটাৰ ডিসটেন্সত প্লেস কৰিছো সো হিয়তৰ মাজৰ এতিয়া ফোর্স অফ অ্যাট্ৰাকশন সাপোজ f ডাবল ড্যাশ সরি ফোর্স অফ রিপালশন এক্সপেরিমেন্টালি পোৱা গৈছে ইন দা অর্ডার অফ সেম অর্ডার 10 to the power minus 24 okay it means that ইয়াতে মই প্ৰটনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত ক্যালকুলেট কৰিছো it is calculated for the proton. On the other hand, in the earlier case, we were calculated in the case of electron, which is in the same order, right? আমি কিমান পাইছিলো তাতে 24 পাইছিলো 10 to the power minus 24 নিউটন পাইছিলো সো আমি জানো the protonৰ mass বেলেগ protonৰ mass of the proton and mass of the electrons are different the protons are heavier than the electron we know right so although they have the different masses but the force of repulsion are found to be similar this was the interesting finding so it was now discovered that there is some additional property of the elementary particles for electrons and protons for which they are showing this similar behavior of repulsive force and these properties are given the name charge okay so concept now is clear eta concept to clear hol amar যে চার্জৰ কনসেপ্টটো কৰ পৰা আহে যে ইলেক্ট্ৰন আৰু প্ৰটনৰ যি মাছ আছিল হিহতৰ মাছৰ উপৰিও এটা এডিশনাল প্ৰপাৰ্টি এটা আছে যাৰ কাৰণে নেকি ইলেক্ট্ৰন আৰু প্ৰটন যাৰ কাৰণে ইলেক্ট্ৰন আৰু প্ৰটনে ইকুৱেল ৰিপালসিভ ফোর্স এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স কৰে আৰু সেই এডিশনাল প্ৰপাৰ্টিক আমি কি নাম দিছো চাৰ্জ নাও ক্লিয়াৰ অন দা আদাৰ হ্যান্ড আমার কি বাত থাকিল এটমৰ আছিল এটমৰ নিউক্লিয়াস আছিল ইলেক্ট্ৰন আছিল মই আমি কি ডিসকাস কৰিলো ইলেক্ট্ৰন ডিসকাস কৰিলো আৰু নিউক্লিয়াসৰ ভিতৰত কি আছিল প্ৰটন আছিল নিউট্ৰন আছিল প্ৰটনৰ কথা ডিসকাস কৰিলো ইলেক্ট্ৰন আৰু ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ মাজত যেটো ৰিপালসিভ ফোর্স প্ৰটন আৰু প্ৰটনৰ মাজত যেটো ৰিপালসিভ ফোর্স আমি হেতু সেম পালো then what is about the neutron and neutron if we put two neutrons at a distance 1 centimeter what will happen it is found that there is the force of repulsion is found to be zero although there is some force of gravitation present in this case there will be some gravitational force but the repulsive force is zero it tells that the additional property is absent in case of the neutron therefore neutrons are said to be chargeless means they are chargeless okay so means that neutrons have zero charge so হিহতৰ একো চাৰ্জ নথকাৰ কাৰণে হিহতৰ মাজত কোনো ধৰণৰ বিকৰ্ষণ বল নাই so this is the concept of the charges the concept of charge is now clear that they have some additional intrinsic property in addition to their masses okay so in this chapter or in this lecture series we will discuss about the charges which are at rest means if we place the charge here like electron here they are not moving or proton here they are not moving আমি কি কৰিম স্টাডি কৰিম এটা চ্যাপ্টাৰত যে ইলেক্ট্ৰন জল মই কৰবাত ৰাখো বা প্ৰটন কৰবাত জল ৰাখো এটো কোনো ফালে গতি নকৰে it will not move anywhere it will be fixed at this point so electrostatic is the study of the electric charge at rest here we will study the force the field potential associated with the static of the charge now let us discuss about the types of charges okay now let us discuss the type of charges আমি চার্জ পাই গলো যে ইলেক্ট্রন আৰু প্রটন হেতৰ মাজত এডিশনাল প্ৰপাৰ্টি আছে যাক আমি চার্জ বুলি কলো এটা what type of the charges okay now let's discuss the types of the charges there are two types of charges one is positive charge okay one is positive charge another is negative charge okay one is positive charge another is negative charge so the properties of this positive charge is that if we place two positive charge here same charge due to the similar charge this charge will feel a repulsive force along this direction this force will feel a repulsive force along this direction on the other hand if we place a positive charge and a negative charge very close to them this negative charge will feel a force of attraction towards this positive charge similarly this positive charge will feel a force of attraction will feel a force of attraction due to this negative charge সো আমি কি কৰিছো যদি দুটা পজিটিভ ধনাত্মক আদান কিবা এটা ডিসটেন্সত ৰাখো তেন্তে প্ৰতিটো আদানে কি ফিল কৰিব এটা বিকৰ্ষণ বলে ক্ৰিয়া কৰিব অপোজিট যে এইটো আদানে ইয়াৰ পৰা ইটো ডাইৰেকশনত এটা বলে ক্ৰিয়া কৰিব ঠিক একেদৰে এইটো আধানৰ পৰা অপোজিট ডাইৰেকশনত এটা ফোর্স ফিল কৰিব সো অন দা আদাৰ হ্যান্ড আমি যদি দুটা বিপৰীত ধৰণৰ আধান লৈ আহো হেতৰ মাজত আকৰ্ষণ বলে ক্ৰিয়া কৰিব these are the properties of these positive and negative charges clear now let's coming to the points unit of charges so our types of charge goal now let's discuss about the unit of the charge what is the unit of charge sorry let's write it to the top so what is the unit of charge so আমি জানো ইউনিটত কি ইউনিট আছে এটা আছে SI unit of the charge আমি কি লিখিম কুলম okay কুলমক আমি কি দি লিখিম capital C then the CGS unit কি state coulomb okay state coulomb so 1 coulomb the relation between the coulomb and state coulomb is 3 into 10 to the power 9 state coulomb so this is very important কেতিয়াবা এক মাৰ্কৰ কোৱেশ্চন আহি যায় so please remember the unit of the charges right so now it is mentioned here the next point that is important point is mentioned here is that key important point hoise charge on proton আমি ইমান সময় যেটো ডিসকাস কৰি আছিলো যে চার্জ অফ proton চার্জ অফ ইলেক্ট্রন আর সেম ইলেক্ট্রন চার্জ আর proton চার্জ আর সেম কিয় এটো পোৱা গৈছে যে okay so it is found that ইমান সময় আমি কি স্টাডি কৰি আছিলো charge of on electron the intrinsic property on electron and proton are same so it is found that the charge on the proton is given by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb very important point always you have to remember this the charge of electron is charge of proton is 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb okay similarly the charge on the electron is same however it has a negative sign the same value okay magnitude of the charge on electron is also 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 so আমি ইয়াত কি বুজি পালো যে protonor jonto charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb যেটো নেকি ইলেক্ট্রনৰ চাৰ্জৰ সমান 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 but protonor charge to ধনাত্মক positive on the other hand electronor charge to কি ঋণাত্মক negative now let us discuss some properties of the electric charges the first property is charge is quantized very important charge is quantized the protons and electrons are the only charge carriers in the universe all observable charges must be integral multiple of E this is very important statement the charges of all observables in the universe are integral multiple of electron suppose an object contains n protons and n2 electrons the net charge on the object will be আমি কি কৰিম total charge to কেনেকে যোগ কৰিম how we will do this we will multiply the number of protons with its charge electron and the number of electrons multiplied by its charge since the charges are same but in case of the electron we must have to put a negative sign so if we take the common the charge E it will become n1 minus n2 multiplied by E okay the equation on the charge on any object is integral multiple of E so I have written here again the same statement the next point the next property of the charge is that charge is conserved okay charge is conserved what is the conservation property Conservation property means suppose you are given a system, okay, in this isolated system, it is not neither the energy nor anything is exchanged to the surroundings. It is an isolated system. So in an isolated system, you cannot create or destroy the electric charges. ইয়াত যিমান আদান আছে তুমি ইয়াৰ আদান তুমি destroy কৰিবও নোৱাৰা, ইয়াক নতুনকে create কৰিবও নোৱাৰা. So the total charge in an isolated system is always constant. This is the property. The third property is that দ্বিতীয়টো property কি হেতু হল suppose you are given a system and inside this system suppose you are given different type of charges q1 q2 q3 q4 q5 q6 etc. So and you are asked what is the total charge inside this system, what you will do. আমি কি কৰিম suppose তোমাক এটা সিস্টেম দিয়া গৈছে যত q1 q2 q3 q4 q5 q6 চার্জ এটসেট্ৰা বহুত চার্জ ৰখা গৈছে তোমাক কোৱা গৈছে ইয়াত টোটাল আধান কিমান হ'ব তুমি কি কৰিবা সবকিটা আধান তুমি যোগ কৰি দিয়া. This is means that this charges follows the additive property means total charge কি হ'ব what will be the total charge just add them, they are algebraic sum. Take the algebraic summation of all the charges. Okay, these are the property of the charges. Now coming to the numerical problems, I have taken here a very simple numerical problem which are asked in the board exam like Himachal Pradesh and Haryana. What is the question? So the question is, it's here, how many electronic charges form 1 coulomb of charge. How many electronic charges form 1 coulomb of charge? Okay, this is the problem. Let's solve it. So আমাক কি ক্যালকুলেট কৰিব দিছে 1 coulomb chargeত কিমানটা চার্জ আছে আমি জানো number of charges is multiplied by the integral of the electronic charge. This is the concept. All 1 coulomb, so আমি কি লিখিব পাৰো 1 coulomb charge is equal to any integral number multiplied by the electric charge. This is the property. This is the first property of the electric charge. So ইয়াৰ পৰা আমাক কি ওলাব লাগে n ওলাব লাগে হয় না we have to calculate the কিমানটা আমাৰ ইলেক্ট্ৰন আছে আমাক এটো ওলাব দিছে সো আমি যদি n টো এটা সাইড ৰাখি দেও আমাৰ কি হ'ব 1 coulomb divided by electron. So 1 coulomb divided by what is the value of e এর ভ্যালু কিমান আমি ডিসকাস কৰিছো the value of e is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So this coulomb will be cancel out and what will be the value 1 by so what is the value জিমান পাবা হিমানে आंसर হ'ব হয়নে এটোৰ ভ্যালু বা কিমান হয় 6.25 into 10 to the 18 6.25 into 10 to the power plus 18 কিয় plus 18 এটো তলত আছে নেগেটিভ এটো যেতিয়া ওপৰত যাব তেতিয়া পজিটিভ হৈ যাব. So this is the number of electronic charge present in 1 coulomb of charge. এটো হৈছে number of electronic charge for কিমান 1 coulomb আধানৰ কাৰণে. So clear? Thank you very much for watching.